14 WILI and 95.3 FM presents Hometown Threads, a closer look at our community and the people that make it go. Every week, you'll hear uplifting stories from our local businesses and our neighbors. Now, here's our host for Hometown Threads, Keith C. Rice.
Welcome into episode 137 of Hometown Threads on 14 WILI and 95.3 FM and Willimantic Today Facebook, Spectrum 192. And, of course, on YouTube, just by searching WILI Radio, you can watch a lot of our afternoon talk shows, including Hometown Threads, the Duncan Friday Sports Scene, Homegrown. Homegrown is on there now? Yeah, of course, on YouTube. John Murphy on the home front. A lot of our great afternoon talk programming on the WILI YouTube channel. Again, just go to YouTube, search WILI Radio. It's Keith C. Rice. Big thanks to Liberty Bank, our sponsor. Been with us since day one in November of 2022. Liberty Bank, Be Community Kind, with 3 great local locations. Of course, across the street from the station at 679 Main Street, 1703 West Main Street, and right down the street at Route 195 in Mansfield, Liberty Bank, Be Community Kind. J. Matt Rupar, if you'd be so kind and say hello to the fine folks.
Hello.
Episode 137. It's a pleasure to have him in there. Pleasure to have him in here. A.J. Dunnack is with us. You might know the last name Dunnack because you've heard a lot recently. A.J. is the father of Colby Dunnack, who I meant to ask you this before the show. Please tell me I'm correct when I ask you this. Was Colby the MOP of the recent state tournament, the most outstanding player? Did they have that in the high school state tournament?
Yeah, he was. He was most valuable player for the game. He had 20 points, 19
for the game,
rebounds, and 6
did
blocks.
they do one for the whole tournament?
No, just for that specific championship game. That's what NFHS does.
That's all that matters.
The announcers are great, too, because we saw him going over to the table, and people were coming up, oh, he played a great game. It was just so much fun to watch. So, what a great experience to watch your kid do that with his teammates. It was
Colby,
such a fun ride.
20 points, 19 rebounds, 7 blocks.
Yeah.
What a line and what a game. So well-deserved MVP of the state tournament. Of course, we're talking about the Wyndham Tech boys who first state championship in school history, first Tech school to win since 1967 as a dad. And, of course, they just had the parade back on Friday, well-attended. Tell us about your feelings. You got to be so proud of your son. And then talk a little about Friday's parade.
Yeah, incredibly proud of him. A lot of people really didn't know his story. I don't post a lot of stuff on Facebook, but end of sophomore year, Brady Marsh and Colby were in the gym, like 10 minutes left to go in the whole school year. Went to go dunk like he has, 100 times, and he heard a pop in his leg, and he completely shattered his tibia. So there was, doubt whether, he would even be able to play basketball again at that point in time.
And how long ago was that again?
That was a year and a half ago, so end of sophomore year. So luckily, he was able to get into UConn Health, and Dr. Edgar up there at UConn, he's one of the UConn team doctors, did a phenomenal job. Rehab down at Select Physical Therapy in Colchester, which he recommended. Colby put in a lot of work. He went from not being able to do anything, sitting in a chair for a month, basically total care, and then to see, the end result with all the hard work and dedication and commitment that he put in.
It kind of reminds me of, and I'm not comparing his injury to Jason Tatum's. Tatum was an Achilles, but you saw how, because you have to have a certain mindset when you have an injury similar to what Colby did and what Tatum did or whatever. Because in the beginning, and I'm kind of curious, as the father, what did you have to, Colby must have been down on himself going, how am I going to get, I'm never going to get better. What do you tell your son when it first happens? And he's sitting there, for like a good month, not knowing what's next. What do you tell him?
First, you tell him that you love him.
Yeah.
And you hug him, and it almost brings me to tears because that was the lowest point probably in my life, and my wife and his brother and his sister, they knew how much he loved basketball, and just to see him sit there and suffer and be in pain and really be a total care, it was one of those things 24/7. He couldn't do anything. We gave him a little bell so he could ring the bell when he needed food or to go to the bathroom or anything like that. So
How long was he stuck where he couldn't get up and move around?
Yeah, he was totally incapacitated for a month.
Wow, for a month.
Yep.
And then it started, after a month, how did the process work? They got him up, they got him in a program, and he was the rehab started after a month?
Yeah, we had to go back to UConn Health up in Stores, and they kind of reassessed him and said, hey, the leg looks good and everything's going well. The swelling's starting to come down. We're going to work on getting you up using a walker. So he was able to go down to Select Physical Therapy. We brought him in a wheelchair.
Who would have thought a year and a half later he's the MVP of the state tournament?
Just a testament to him, and he loves basketball and his will and his drive. And shout out to Brady Marsh too. That's his best friend. Brady was there, laying in the bed with him, playing video games. Yeah.
Oh, that's fantastic. Yeah. See, these are the stories you really don't hear about, and I'm glad you're sharing it with us. Big shout out to you and I'm sorry, what was your wife's name?
Melanie.
Big shout out to you and Melanie as parents. I mean, you guys, and yeah, as you said, Brady. I mean, wow. I never. You told me about Colby's injury a year and a half ago, but again, this is the stuff behind the scenes you really don't hear about.
Yeah, I know they were in here talking about how they used to be arch rivals. I think Colby jokingly said, "Yeah, I used to hate him, but now they went to
Colby and Brady, really?
Oh yeah, they were arch rivals.
Wow.
They used to battle against each other, but now they're best friends and they're brothers on and off the court. It's special to see. Like that whole basketball team, it's a family, and a lot of that, the accolades not only go to the players but the coach too. Luke had a lot to do with that. Yep. He stresses that family value of being on the court and off the court.
And
be good people.
Fantastic, and that's like the Gilday family too.
Yes.
And we talked to Coach Luke about his dad was a tremendous basketball player too. And let's get into AJ Dunnack now. You got your Casella shirt on.
I do. A little plug for Casella.
Little plug for
thank you to my boss for letting me come here on my lunch break. I appreciate it. I told them this morning, hey, I'm going to have to punch out. I'll be gone a little longer than usual.
Proud advertisers here at WILI.
Yeah. I like working there. It's a good job. I do parts management for all of our trucks for the Willimantic fleet. So
now, how many years have you been at Casella?
4.
4. So. Yep. Okay, this is probably around the time DeVito was sold, right?
Yeah, exactly. I was there for about 6 months.
So you saw they were selling. You said, I'm jumping in now.
Yeah.
Okay, we love the DeVitos.
No, they were great. Actually, John DeVivo, I ran into him at the Shabu.
Yep.
Lefty was down here doing a fundraiser and happened to bump into John. He said, hey, you looking for a job? And I said, yeah, as a matter of fact, I am, because I was
John
a group home manager.
Nice.
He did, yeah.
I love John. John's actually, we're all connected. John, AJ, and I are all brothers in Council 14, Knights of Columbus. We're all fellow brothers in our local Knights of Columbus chapter.
Yes.
So how long have you been a brother knight, by the way?
I think 15 years.
Okay, 15
years. Yeah, back when the
Way
Knights of
before
Columbus in Coventry, they used to do the initiation up there.
Okay.
Or the knighting.
Now, when I was Grand Knight for a while, I'd see your name on the email list. And again, this is right around the time I moved back, so I was still, trying to remember certain people. And I was, the reason why I knew AJ Dunnack's name is because he ran still to this day, right? Runs the free throw contest every January for the Knights, which is now over at the Wyndham Community Senior Center. I think it used to be at Kramer, right?
Yep.
Anyway, so you've been running that for years.
Yeah, I took over for John. John ran it for years.
John used to do that?
Yeah.
Okay. So John got me into the Knights?
John Lesko.
Oh, John Lesko, yes. I remember that.
Took me under his wing, and he was doing the Elks Club and the Knights of Columbus. I said, John, I can only do one.
Yeah, you
watch both of my boys win state championships, too.
Dunnacks can shoot free throws.
They can't anymore. It's my oldest, his senior year, I think he shot 60%. And I think Colby was 61%. And I'm like, you guys were making 24, 25 free throws when you were younger.
You got trophies to prove it.
Yeah.
Oh, my God. So let's run through the family again. Give us the all the kids and the names.
Yeah, so my oldest is Zach. He's up in Boston area right now.
What's he doing?
He's a stat guy, so he works for Curry College for all the sports. He's at the table. He does basketball,
sports
baseball,
information
lacrosse.
director? He's the SID?
Yeah. He is the assistant director up there. Yeah. He also got promoted this year. He started working with the Red Sox last year.
He's working. You didn't tell me this? Zach is working for the Sox.
You want tickets? We'll see what I can do for you.
I got tickets. But I had no idea. What's he doing for the Sox?
So he started with the 50-50 raffle last year, and he did really good. They recognized him as an employee of the month.
Wow.
So we all got to go up there. You got a picture on the field in front of the Green Monster, and they gave him a bat and everything. And this year, they asked him to come in. There was a promotion available, and now he's one of the 50-50 raffle managers.
Oh, my God.
Yeah. He was just he was statting the BC baseball game the other day at Fenway, sitting up in the press box.
Wow.
He's living the life right now.
He's
super proud of him,
hanging out with Will Fleming and Lou Merlone and all those guys, and John Henry and Sam Kennedy. Anyway, so good for him. Okay, after Zach, we have
Kelsey.
That's right, Kelsey.
She's down in University of Southern Florida. She's a Bull.
She's a USF Bull?
Yeah.
Okay, she a hell of a free throw shooter too, right?
Yeah.
Wasn't she another good?
She was a good athlete. I know for her, the going joke was Colby had the, he carried the torch and brought home the state championship because I couldn't do it in baseball, and Kelsey missed it in,
I want to get
soccer.
into that. So what's Kelsey doing at USF?
She is. She actually changed her major, so she's hanging out down there, living the life. One of her best friends is down there. Her boyfriend, Dunnack Pompryan, is down there.
Oh, are you serious?
Yeah.
They're dating?
Yeah.
Oh, that's awesome.
Yep, they've been dating. Same, I kind of keep things under the cuff.
I know. Look at you. He's got a son that works for the Red Sox. Your daughter's dating an up-and-coming pitcher whose father's from this area, too.
Yeah, I played with Matt.
Matt Pompryan,
Yeah,
by the
I'm
way.
glad I was
People always know
on his
Pompryan. It's
team.
Pompryan.
Yes.
Yep, and you were on his team. Oh, my God, we got to get to your athletic
We only have
story.
how much
I
time?
know,
25
how much time do
minutes?
we have left? We're trying to I told AJ we're going to have to by the way, Alan is his real name. Alan A.J. Dunnack.
Yeah, named after my dad.
Okay. See, we're learning stuff as we go along here. All right, so Kelsey's doing great down in Tampa.
She
Not
is.
a bad place to be, let me tell you. And then there's, after Kelsey,
Colby.
that's right, Colby.
Yep.
There's no, after Colby, that's it, just three
That's
kids?
it. Yeah, that was enough. He was surprised. I actually had gone back to Eastern when they had changed the parameters to become teachers because both my wife and she graduated with a BA in sociology, and I graduated with a BA in psychology.
How did you meet Melanie? At Eastern?
No, Sacred Heart. I had actually gotten a scholarship to go play baseball down there.
Really?
And she was hanging out in one of the new freshman dorms. I had a friend that was buddies with one of the football players and happened to go over there one night and meet her, and the rest is history. Wow. So we've been together since '92.
Okay, so we got that story. Yeah. Now, take us back to growing up around here. You said you came to the area in '84. Well, Lebanon, right?
Yeah.
Where were you before that?
Andover. So I was in Andover for a while, till like halfway through second grade. Then I moved to Hebron, was there until fourth grade, and then moved to Lebanon. And I've basically been in Lebanon pretty much ever since then. So went through the elementary school. It was the senior high school back in the day.
I love. We talked about this. I went to Lyman 9th and 10th. Go figure. After they transferred, they built the new school.
Yeah, we were the last graduating class out of the old high school in '92.
Wow,
don't we feel old?
Oh my God, I know. And we're just off the air. We're just going through all these Lebanon people that we knew that I played basketball with. Like Tony Franco and Paul Tampson and Malkin Eslo, and the list goes on and on. The guys that you know.
Yeah.
So, all right. So, what sports did you play at Lyman? Right.
I played them all. I played soccer, basketball, baseball. Hockey was really my sport. We didn't have a hockey team. That was basically something I did with my Uncle Jerry. So, I mean, that's the Dunnack family as far as sports go in this area is pretty synonymous with baseball. But I think part of who I am and volunteering and getting involved in sports was really a testament to my Uncle Jerry growing up on his pond, and he was always involved, doing rec sports and things like that for kids. So.
And what did let's get into what your parents did. Was your dad, was your mom and dad, were they athletes?
Yeah, my dad played baseball, so I grew up down here being a bat boy when they had, the Twilight League years and years ago.
Which we'll get into. You played, right?
Yeah.
So your dad did that too?
Yep, my dad.
What was your dad's first? Oh, Alan.
Alan,
yeah.
Yep.
He played. Was he a good?
Yeah, he was a pretty good ball player. I think it's in the blood.
It's got to be.
Dunnacks in baseball. Years before that, it was the Ridges, and there was multiple Dunnacks that were on the team. So it was like my grandfather and his brothers, like Del, Ray, Jerry, Bobby, and I think it was Ray and Jerry and Bobby. They ended up going down south to play baseball.
Well, all these Dunnacks, and
Major
then there's
leagues, yeah.
Before I knew you, I grew up with Dunnacks in Willimantic, and we've talked about this before. John Dunnack, who was my little league coach, and then Josh, who's our age. Josh was a heck of a player, and then there's Jeremiah.
Yeah.
And what I remember from I always have to call him Mr. Dunnack, but I run into him every now and then. He's still the same John Dunnack too. I remember he told me this. Well, I think he got a tryout, I think, for the Kansas City Royals. I think he tried out. So you know that, right?
Yeah.
So he was a heck of a player.
Yep.
Now, I might ask you this at trial a couple weeks ago. Are you cousins, second cousins? Is that what it is?
Yeah, something like that.
Maybe
third or fourth cousins. But, I mean, that generation they ran the co-op back in the day in Mansfield. So my great-grandfather's house was there, and it's still there. It's right by Lucky Strike Lanes, which is still owned by the Dunnack family.
So
grew up there, too.
The Dunnack family is mainly known for baseball. I mean, I know, obviously, basketball with the younger Dunnacks, but you played basketball, too?
Yeah.
Here's a question for you. You said you played pretty much all the sports. or every sport. What was your favorite if you had to pick one back then? If you're like, ooh, I like this one a little bit more than the other.
Hockey.
Whoa, I never saw that. No kidding.
Yeah.
All right.
Loved hockey.
So hockey.
Loved being out on the pond. Yeah, my Uncle Jerry's house over there in Columbia, I mean, there was...
Brawls?
No. None of that. There was one guy, actually, he took my Uncle Jerry out one time, and...
You took him out?
Oh, yeah. There was a few kids that took that kid out, but I don't think he ever came back. But my Uncle Jerry was like, no, I'll take care of it.
How much older was your Uncle Jerry?
Oh, jeez. That was that generation, like my grandfather and my Uncle Jerry. There was a whole bunch of them. It was like Dunnackville. So there was my Uncle Ray. There was my dad that lived there, my Uncle Dell, my Uncle Jerry. My Aunt Elsie lived next to my Uncle Jerry. So I grew up there as a kid. We were always around family.
Wow.
Yep.
So hockey.
And then baseball.
Okay.
Yeah.
Because we played in a few years ago, we played in a charity wiffle ball tournament for the late and great Michelle Cohn.
Yeah.
And you were partly responsible for putting that together, right? You were on Wayne's show talking about that. Raised a lot of money. The Cohn family, wonderful family, and God rest Michelle's soul. But I remember you're not that bad of a wiffle ball player either. I thought I was good. I grew up playing wiffle ball, but one thing I learned in that wiffle ball tournament, you're not really good until you can throw I thought I threw nasty pitches. Now the further you got in that wiffle ball tournament, the more of an idiot and I was a pretty good wiffle ball player growing up. But when I got to teams like you, I'm like, oh my God, forget it.
You're playing against the likes of Josh Pagano.
Jeez, I know. And I'm like, I mean, there's no way I could even make contact with it. It was.
He's like.
You guys went on to. Well, did you go on to play major tournaments with Josh or?
Well, we qualified for the national tournament.
You did?
Well, the funny thing is we played Josh's team, and they were the defending national champions. So we had the bases loaded, and his brother Jimmy got up, and he hit a grand slam, a walk-off grand slam to win the game. So that qualified us for nationals. Of course, I couldn't go to Arizona. That's where it was.
What do you mean you couldn't go to Arizona?
No, I was running the Little League in Lebanon at the time.
How old were you?
And coaching. I was probably like 30 at the time, 30.
So wait, did they need you? What happened? You couldn't go to Arizona?
No, I don't think anybody went. Oh, maybe they had a team go. They had a couple alternates or whatever.
Oh my God.
I had too much stuff going on around here. It's still like that. It hasn't changed.
AJ Dunnack's with us. Episode 137 of Hometown Threads, brought to you by Liberty Bank. Be community kind on 14 WILI 95.3 FM, and of course WILI YouTube channel. Search WILI Radio. I got a phone call. You want to pick that up?
Yeah. It's just work. I'm on my break.
It's just work. So, So what did you do before Casella?
I worked. Funny story. Both my wife and I graduated from Eastern, and back then I wasn't sure, as far as psychology, what I wanted to do, and it was PC back then. It was MR1 and MR2 were the classes, and it was Peter Kavanaugh was the Eastern Regional Director for DMR, and we had class on Tuesday, and then on Thursdays we had one-to-one interactions, and we had to keep a journal with people with disabilities, and I loved it.
Really?
Yeah, my Aunt Elsie, that lived next to my Uncle Jerry, she, when they deinstitutionalized Mansfield Training Center, she had a whole bunch of kids that would come to her house, and she would teach them life skills, and a lot of them were able to go out and live independently. So at a young age, I was kind of exposed to that. So I thoroughly enjoy having the opportunity to help people that are less fortunate than I am. So
and how many
I
years
worked in the group home for 25 years.
Did you?
Yeah, COVID really did it in.
What group home was?
I was managing 2 group homes in Coventry for a company called Oak Hill.
Really?
And,
so you're doing that too?
Yeah, and I was salary, and I was working, 100 plus hours a week, staff not coming in, people getting froze. It was crazy. I miss it, because I'm not able to help those people out anymore. Those are some really good years.
What made you come to grips where you're like, because you said you've been with Casella for 4 years. What were you doing at that point in time where you said, what made you say, okay, it's time for a change?
I was burned out.
You're just burned out.
Totally burned out.
From the group homes?
Yeah.
Wow.
Yep, not from the individuals that we
No.
provided care for, but just the whole, with the COVID thing and having the restrictions, and it was, finding staffing. Sure. It was finding good staff, even nowadays. That's an issue in many workplaces. So.
Yeah. All right, in the closing minutes, let's go back to the state championship and which was just a few weeks ago. They had the parade on Friday. Of course, we're talking about Wyndham Tech boys. Before we get into the parade and the rings, I want you to talk a little about that, especially in the last couple of minutes. Are there any plans of what Colby plans to do as far as college basketball? Can you speak on that at all?
He's still undecided. The nice thing about going to Wyndham Tech was he loves carpentry. That's something he discovered, so he has those skills when he comes out of school. But obviously he wants to play basketball. He's a homebody. He likes being close to home. He loves family. He loves his friends. He wants to hang out with Brady.
So Brady wants to stick around here too.
Yeah, Brady's going to Eastern. So that might be an option for Colby too. We haven't made a decision yet, but as a parent, the most important thing is for him to be happy wherever he goes.
Excellent.
Yeah.
What a great family. And let's talk about the parade, and then talk a little about how. Because I just saw it on your Facebook page there, and we want to push this. I'm going to share the post and all that. Talk about how there's a fundraiser starting to get these boys. The team rings. So talk a little about the parade first.
Sure. Big shout out to our local rep from the state, Susan Johnson. Just a phenomenal person. She does so much good in the community. She was able to secure funding for the parade so we could actually have it. Close the street down.
And she's trying to secure Wyndham Tech to stay here, but that's another story.
Discussion for another day. And Dennis O'Brien, too, he had the boys on, and he's always been a constant supporter of local youth sports and high school sports. Just such a great experience watching the kids come down, soak it all in. I mean, it's a once-in-a-lifetime opportunity, and to be a part of that, it's so special. It's truly a blessing. I think Colby stresses that, too. He's one of those kids that knows where he was, especially when that injury happened. I think that's the thing that makes me the proudest of him is seeing where he was. And for a kid that's 15 years old and has something like that devastating happen, he didn't lose sight of the end goal, and the big picture was that if I work my hardest and dedicate myself, I can do anything, and he accomplished that.
He seems like that kind of kid, and it's because he had a very good upbringing. Talk about the rings and how we let's push this a little here.
Yeah, so we're able to get the school to cover the banners, but in terms of that, the state doesn't want to throw in any money on rings or plaques or T-shirts. So, again, it's just one of those things where this accomplishment, first time in 60 years that a tech school has won a state championship.
First time in school history.
Yeah, first time in school history. And they need to be celebrated. So I'm trying to, there's a good group of parents. Same, it's not just the kids, too, that have a brotherhood. The parents are awesome, too. That's where it all starts. It starts at home. So we're trying to, my name is on it, but together we're trying to organize it so these kids have a special send-off, especially the seniors, where we can get them rings to help commemorate the championship and some T-shirts for everybody.
How do we do this? How do we? Who can they reach out to?
I gotta look on here, make sure I'm tech savvy.
All right.
I sent a message to myself. I'll give everybody the link here. I don't know the difference between a colon and a semicolon.
Follow Alan Dunnack on Facebook.
Yeah. The link itself is for GoFundMe is HTTPS.
Well, let me see here. Just
GoFundMe.
Ready? I see.
There you
It's a link.
Yeah.
So I tell you what we're going to do. If you follow me on Facebook, hopefully I'll share it on the Keith C. Rice page. I'll even put it on. I'm going to put it on the WILI Facebook page too. So
the YouTube link too.
Put in the. Thank you, Matt.
Appreciate
Matt
that.
Rupar. We'll put it in the YouTube link again. This is a link to donate money for the rings. Correct for the Wyndham Tech boys for the state championship Wyndham Tech boys basketball team. Alan AJ Dunnack. Thank you
Keith,
so
always
much.
a pleasure.
Great to see you. I'm glad we got him in here. Congrats again to you and Colby, and that's just what a tremendous feat. So
Coolest DJ this side of the Connecticut River right here.
Stop.
My man.
Big WILI fan too.
Huge.
And I know
Love it. You guys do a great job down there.
Thank you. All right, so thanks to Alan AJ Dunnack, Liberty Bank, Be Community Kind, J. Matt Rupar on the other side. And that'll do it for episode 137 of Hometown Threads on 14 WILI, 95.3 FM, Spectrum 192, and, of course, WILI Radio YouTube. Thank you for listening. Thank you for watching. And in the words of the great Roddy McCumber,
bye for now, folks. Bye for now.
And that concludes another edition of Hometown Threads. Got a story for Keith? Reach out to him on Facebook by searching Keith C. Rice, or email him at krice@hallradio.net. Don't forget to tune in next week on 14 WILI and 95.3 FM, as well as the Willimantic Today page on Facebook.